Hey guys, today I'm back with a brand new video for you guys on the channel. You may be thinking, what the hell is this game? This is actually Call of Duty Ghost on the PlayStation 4. I decided I wanted to talk a little bit about something on my mind. It relates to Call of Duty 2016, so I thought I'd go back and play the last Infinity Ward title, which was Call of Duty Ghost. But yeah, we're going to get into a game. We're going to play some Strike Zone 24/7, because Strike Zone is it's a lot of fun, a lot of randomness. And yeah, I want to talk to you guys about a topic that has been very prevalent since the release of Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, which is going to be, do we want jetpacks in Call of Duty? Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, no, who the hell wants jetpacks these days? But some people generally do prefer the game with jetpacks. That's just the way it is, or thruster packs. But yeah, this is actually the only Classic CoD on next gen. And it wasn't technically on next gen either, it was on past gen as well as next gen, so it's actually kind of a weird game. A hybrid game. Half on last gen, half on this gen. But yeah, this is the last Call of Duty of classic, like pure just classic run around and gun. And it actually got a pretty mixed receiving, I guess you could say. Some people liked it, a lot of people didn't. Because apparently this game was wrecked and destroyed by just Vespers, and wrecked by Vectors and MTARs and one-gun metas and stuff like that. From a competitive standpoint, I enjoyed watching Ghost. I never got to play competitive Ghost, so no idea how fun it was to play. A lot of pros complained it was too slow. The game types are pretty bad at Domination, Search and Destroy, Blitz. I think the 3 game types. I enjoyed watching Blitz. A lot of people didn't enjoy playing Blitz. As well as Dom. Everyone thought the game was too slow because of those 2 game modes. Like, it didn't have any, like, crazy slay mode, kind of like Hardpoint is. I think it should have had CTF. I guess Blitz was kind of like the CTF equivalent. But I think maybe it probably should have had its own CTF game mode. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like playing Ghosts competitively. Yeah, so the question of the video I'm going to kind of talk about today is, do we want jetpacks in Call of Duty, or do we not want jetpacks in Call of Duty? So, with the announcement of Call of Duty 2016, it's 2 names have been heavily rumored. One is Call of Duty Bloodlines. There was an article on it that apparently was going to be called Call of Duty Bloodlines. So that is one rumor of it. The other one is obviously Ghost 2. There was an article on that as well. But the article about Ghost 2 was just, it seemed like it was just a lot of speculation. And obviously Ghost 2 with Call of Duty generally tended to stick to the same series. Like we had the Modern Warfare series, we've had the Black Ops series. Generally they do tend to stick to a series, so Ghost 2 seemed like the most obvious choice for a title. With like the hate on Ghost, you know, you think maybe they just kind of go with a new IP to try and like freshen it up, because obviously some people might not buy Ghost 2 just simply because it has Ghost in the name, and a lot of people thought Ghost was a fail in a lot of ways. So yeah, so Bloodlines and Ghost 2 seem to be the 2 prevalent choices. I wouldn't really care which one it is, because realistically, even if it was like Modern Warfare 4, it's going to be the same game, essentially, just with a different title. So the title really doesn't make a difference on how the game plays at all. Maybe just the time period, maybe that will change. But, you know, they've been developing this game since the end of Call of Duty Ghost, because obviously it is the 3rd Call of Duty now with the 3-year lifespan. The first Infinity War title with a 3-year lifespan. So, or 3-year development span, I should say. Realistically, the game has been in development since the end of Ghost, so it was basically going to be the same game, regardless of the title. The title was just something to put on the cover art. So, yeah, realistically, the only thing that's going to change is the setting and maybe the story. Maybe we won't have, like, the conclusion of, like, the Logan and Rourke saga that we got in Ghost. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about the title. The title really doesn't make that much of a difference. As far as gameplay-wise, it's an interesting topic, gameplay, because they could realistically go to Classic Call of Duty, but what you got to think about is that obviously these developers, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward, are going to have some sort of knowledge of what the other developer is doing. That's why you have the gameplay generally be so different, like, so genuinely be so, like, samey, I guess you could say, or the same style as the previous Call of Duty. And Treyarch obviously knew that Sledgehammer was going to do a movement system of sort with the Exos. And that's why you can see Black Ops 3 in a lot of ways. The movement is very similar to Sledgehammer's game. But what I feel like they did is with the feedback they got from Advanced Warfare, which was like, you know, people weren't a big fan of how aggressive and random the movement made the game. So they I think they purposely toned the movement down because of it. But again, after that point, they only had a year left of development of Black Ops 3, so they couldn't just completely change the game up and completely make the game different in every way, because then the game would basically be a year development cycle, and I don't see that working very well. We never had a Call of Duty made in a year. Besides from Call of Duty 3, I might add. That was made in a very, very short development span. And it's probably a lot of reason why it's considered the worst Call of Duty ever made. So, short development times, I didn't see it. Didn't see them changing it in any way. Now, as far as Infinity Ward's Call of Duty, it was obviously in development since the end of Call of Duty Ghost. So, probably like the November, December time of Call of Duty Ghost. Obviously, they give a little bit, they have a little bit of a break in between the titles. But what you got to think about is, realistically, they've been in development for 3 years. Say a year of that they were developing a movement system similar to Advanced Warfare, similar to Black Ops 3, because at that point in that year, they didn't know people weren't going to like the movement system. They probably thought it was going to be the evolution of Call of Duty to have a movement system. Realistically, they've been developing this for a year. Now, with 2 years, they can change the game and not have too much of an impact, as previous Call of Duties were made in 2 years, and obviously in the 2-year lifespan, we had the gems such as Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2, so they, like, the 2-year lifespan, realistically, if the game was well made, it wouldn't make that much of a difference, so they could take the movement system out if it wasn't it. Now, for all we know, they could have just not even planned to have a movement system, and it could have just been Classic CoD from the start, and that would be really interesting, because then we'll have the first Classic Call of Duty in a while made, with over 2-year lifespan, 2-year development span. So that would be really interesting, because it is a topic that a lot of people are worried about, because if it does follow the same trends as Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, then we are going to have a movement system. And now a lot of people don't want a movement system. You know, some people don't mind. Like, I personally, as much as I didn't enjoy Advanced Warfare competitively, I feel like at the start of the game I did really enjoy the movement system in the game. I thought it made the game really fresh and had a new feel to it. But I feel like the game was kind of a victim of its own patches. The game became very random with patches, in my opinion, and that is the reason why I kind of had a bit of hatred for Advanced Warfare. So Black Ops 3, I really like Black Ops 3. It's a really good Call of Duty, in my opinion. I feel like the movement system, they did as best as they could have done with it without completely making it like Advanced Warfare. They made it very passive, and making it passive did slow the game down a lot. Maybe not enough, but it did definitely slow the game down a lot and made it a lot less random, I guess you could say. But yeah, it did slow the game down a lot, which is a blessing, because with Advanced Warfare, it made things like pre-aiming and positioning a lot less valuable, because you could just fly ridiculously fast anywhere on the map. And that guy just got a chem strike. Great, now the map's ruined. But yeah, it did really make the game more random, and it really did and destroy the whole tactic of pre-aiming and positioning, because obviously the movement, you could just abuse that positioning and just get there even quicker because of the movement system. So it did really make the game a lot more random, I guess you could say. I'm interested to see, I personally want to see a non-movement Call of Duty again on the next gen, because realistically we've only already had Ghost on the next gen. We haven't had a non-movement Call of Duty on next generation consoles as of yet. So I personally want to see it. I wouldn't be too bothered if there was a movement system, personally. I feel like a lot of people would, and it would probably get hit in the sales department very heavily if there was a movement system in the game, because a lot of people wouldn't buy it. But I'm interested to see from a competitive standpoint, so I really do want to play a Call of Duty without movement and see how I fare from a competitive standpoint, and from a public match standpoint and a casual standpoint. I do want to see a classic Call of Duty again. I really do. I really want to see one without such a heavy base on movement. So, yeah, that would be interesting. That's my personal opinion. I want to see what your guys' opinions on the matter is as well. If you are in agreement with me and a lot of people that you don't want to see movement. If you're not, then I'd be interested. Put both down in the comment section. I want to see what your guys' opinions are on the matter, because obviously, you know, people have different opinions, and my opinion is, as much as I don't mind the movement, and I could see like how the movement benefited the game in a way, it really quickened up the pace, made it a lot more enjoyable to watch, and took the kind of pre-aimy slow nature of Ghost, I guess you could say, out of it. If they just made the game kind of like Black Ops 2, then you still get the fast-paced Call of Duty, because there isn't like the insta-killing nature of Ghost and how quick the kill time was. So I feel like if they did it that way, you could have the classic Call of Duty, insta-killing nature of the game. So yeah, I really want to see a classic Call of Duty. I wonder what you guys think about that. It'd be interesting to see your opinions in the comments and see what you think about it. I know a lot of you are probably going to be in agreement and you want to see classic back again. But yeah, that's just basically what I want to talk about today. I thought I'd do a standard commentary since it's been a while. I've done a lot of competitive highlights and a lot of like clips from my streams and stuff, obviously, because I do play a lot of competitive Call of Duty, so I am grinding a lot of the time. So a lot of my time is dedicated to grinding, so I don't really have that much time to make videos. I'll say on top of that, I have college as well. So a lot of my time is spent. But I thought today, since I have a little bit of time off, I will make a standard commentary for you guys discussing my opinions on the matter. And see what you guys think about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't comment, subscribe, and all cool stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.